As we embark on our year of awakening, along with the release of my book, which I have right here, Awakening, the Path to Enlightenment and Freedom, the Path to Freedom and Enlightenment, I want to explore the idea of radical acceptance as a path. So, what is radical acceptance? Well, it's understood as an unreserved yes to present moment experience. And that unreserved yes to present moment experience is also suffused with compassion. And this functions as a direct solvent of the very mechanisms that obscure awakening. As resistance relaxes, the contracted state of a separate, deficient self deconstructs, revealing the already present field of aware, loving presence that many traditions name as awakening, loving presence, loving awareness. So, radical acceptance in contemporary Buddhist psychology is often defined as clearly recognizing what is happening now and relating to it with a compassionate, non judging heart. So, from this view that I've just shared with you, the primary problem is not pain, but the added layer of self rejection, shame, and struggle. The hypnosis or trance of resistance, basically. Resistance to existence. Okay, so how do we handle this? When experience is rejected, whether it's fear, grief, rage, or desire, that rejection reinforces a boundary between me in here and what must not be here. Me in here and what must not be here. So, this is what creates a tightening contraction of the body, a sense of isolation and lack. Letting awareness open to the actual sensations, emotions, and thoughts as they are, rather than to the story about them, is one way to reverse this contraction. Holding those phenomena with a quality of tenderness, which begins to dissolve the identification, this is me, into this is happening in awareness. As more and more previously exiled states are allowed and embraced, the clench of selfing is seen and naturally softens. Awareness is then recognized as wider and more fundamental than the passing contents it once took to be me. So, this is what the Buddhists also call the alchemy of direct feeling, bringing mindful, accepting attention to embodied emotion. It de-represses layers of old fear, hurt, and anger, allowing them to unfold and dissolve in the light of awareness instead of remaining frozen as unconscious patterns. So, if you relate to what I'm saying, then we can do a meditation. Sit or lie down in a posture that is both upright and at ease. Upright and at ease. Allowing the body to be supported by the earth or the chair. Let the eyes gently close or lower your gaze and sense that you are giving yourself permission for these minutes to do nothing, fix nothing, improve nothing. Begin by noticing the simple fact that you're here. Breathing. Without changing the breath, let attention rest on its natural rhythm. The in-breath arriving, the out-breath releasing. Now, silently, you might whisper, This is a pause. Feel what happens in the body as you acknowledge this pause. And now gently widen your awareness to include the whole body of your experience in this moment. Notice sounds, the temperature of the air, the touch of clothing on your skin, the play of subtle energies within the body. Begin to sense what is asking for my attention right now. It might be a tightness in the chest, a knot in the belly, a heaviness in the throat, or a vague sense of unease or restlessness. When something becomes noticeable, softly name it with a simple, kind label, as if you're acknowledging a dear visitor. Tightness, anxiety, sadness, numbness. The words are not to analyze or judge, but simply to recognize, yes, this is here. Now invite a radical, unconditional yes to this experience. You can whisper inwardly, yes, this too, or let it be as it is. Feel how the body responds to the gesture of allowing. If there is resistance, I don't want this is too much, let that resistance also be included. Name it gently, resisting, not liking, afraid. Radical acceptance does not mean you like what is happening. It means you're willing to let awareness touch it, just as it is, everything that appears fear, shame, grief, numbness, confusion. Allow it to be present within the space of your noticing. You might inwardly also say, this too belongs. This too is part of the life that is here. Now let attention move from the story about what is happening to the direct felt sense in the body. If there's fear, notice where you feel it. Perhaps in the chest, the throat, the belly. If there's shame, maybe it shows up as a collapsing inward, a heat in the face, a shrinking in the heart area. Bring a soft, intimate attention right into the center of the sensations. Rather than standing back and observing from a distance, feel as though awareness is gently placing a hand on this region from the inside. You might silently ask, what is it like here when I really feel this? If this place could speak, what would it say? Maybe it says I'm scared. Maybe it says I'm lonely. Maybe it says I'm not enough. Or please don't abandon me. Let the words be simple, honest, even childlike. Now invite the heart's response. Imagine that this vulnerable space or place in you is a younger being, perhaps a child or an animal or a tender spark of life, coming to the surface, hoping to be met, not fixed. Ask inwardly, what does this part of me most need right now? To feel safe, to feel loved, to know that it belongs, to know that it is not alone. Whatever you sense it needs, begin to offer that directly from your own heart. If it needs love, whisper inwardly, I'm here with you. If it needs acceptance, whisper inwardly, you're allowed to be exactly as you are. If it needs belonging, whisper inwardly, you belong in my heart just as you are. Let these phrases be sincere, even if part of you doubts them. The sincerity is in the willingness to care. Imagine a warm, gentle field of light or warmth inside the area of discomfort, wherever it is, maybe here on the belly. And imagine this gentle field of light or warmth around that area like a compassionate embrace. Feel that the life inside this place is being surrounded, held, and bathed in a tender, allowing presence. As this process unfolds, notice that all of it, sensations, emotions, images, thoughts, the voice of doubt, the voice of care, is appearing within a larger field of knowing. Now, begin to gently shift the inquiry. What is aware of this body? What is aware of these feelings and thoughts? Do not look for an idea or a form. Instead, feel the immediate sense of being aware. This aware presence is not pushing anything away and not grasping anything. It is like an open sky in which clouds of sensation and thought appear and disappear. Rest as this open, allowing awareness for a few breaths. Notice that the sensations and stories may change, but the space of awareness itself is steady, borderless, and quietly luminous. Let yourself intuit now. The fear appears in awareness, but it is not the whole of awareness. The shame appears in awareness, but it is not the whole of awareness. Even the sense of a me who is afraid appears in awareness. Sense that who you most deeply are is this awake, tender space that is holding everything. Now feel into how this open awareness is not private or sealed off. The same basic vulnerability, longing, confusion, and love that you are meeting here lives in every other being. Let your heart whisper with authenticity. Just as I live with fear and hope, so do all beings. Just as I long to be free and loved, so do all beings. If you like, you can imagine your breath connecting you with countless others. Breathing in, you feel the shared human experience of suffering. Breathing out, you offer this field of acceptance and tenderness to all beings. Radical acceptance here becomes a recognition that this open, caring awareness is not merely my awareness, but a universal heart mind expressing itself as this life in this moment. This shift from a contracted, separate self to a sense of belonging in a wider field of loving awareness is the flavor of awakening that this practice reveals. And for the last few moments, let go of all techniques and phrases. No need to name, to soothe, to inquire. Simply rest as this awake, compassionate presence, letting sounds, sensations, and thoughts come and go freely. If the mind tightens again around me and my problem, that too is welcomed. Another wave appearing in the ocean of awareness. Let this simple knowing return. This too is allowed. This too is held in presence. Sense as directly as you can that nothing essential is missing in this moment. The effort to become someone else can soften, even for a breath, and what remains is just this alive, aware beingness, complete in itself. Now begin to deepen the breath again, feeling the movement of air in and out of the body. Feel the contact points with the chair, cushion, or floor. Notice the sounds around you. And when you're ready, allow the eyes to open or the gaze to lift, bringing the same field of radical, inclusive acceptance into seeing, hearing, and moving. Let the simple intention form. May this awake, accepting presence continue to express itself through my thoughts, words, and actions today. In this way, radical acceptance is not left on the cushion or the yoga mat. It becomes a living meditation in which each moment of honesty, humility, and meeting life as it reveals again and again the awakened heart that you already are. Tattvamasi.